this way. When he sings, he makes my body vibrate. He has this magical touch that goes straight into your heart. Jah, won't you help me before I make this big mistake?
Takes your breath away. Let me sing straight to your heart, and my words will take all the pain away. I promise, but baby, don't take your lips away. But would you place your trust in me?
Perfeito, que tem ninguém nesse mundo mora bom.
Minha linda, morena, bonita, tem ninguém nesse mundo mora bom. Uma enfeitiçada, tão perfeita, escusa isso minha.
Mic check. Yes, yo. Welcome to Club Shada episode 254 or something like that. I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody is in the best spirit. I hope you had a great weekend, as I did. Had a great weekend. Listen, other than doing my diet, I haven't been doing nothing this week. I have the luxury of that, and I know. But a lot of people are sending me messages because I'm supposed to do a lot of new song with a bunch of people in Colombia. It's hot here. Sorry, Colombia, West Indies, France, Portugal, Congo. I have like 6 tracks where I have to put a verse here and there, plus new songs for me and my people. But these last 2 weeks, listen, I'm chilling. It is what it is. I'm on diet. My body has to get used to no sugar. So he made me sleepy earlier, and but it's great. I feel super nice, and I hope you feel nice as well. Everybody, tell me where you are watching this show from. You put the flag of where you're watching from plus the time, so I know what time it is for you. It is midnight 45 here in Lisbon, Portugal. This show is brought to you by shadawear.com. I'm wearing the African Capitals one, so Douala, Kinshasa, Luanda, Dakar, Lagos. I have another one with Praia and other capitals, and I'm about to do African Capitals 3 with another 5 until we have all 54 capitals. 54, 56? Listen, I never remember. Somebody in the chat, tell me how many countries are in Africa. 54 or 56? Because I know there's 2 new ones. Anyway, I have a special guest. We have a special... Wait a minute. I want to say, first of all, thank you to every single new subscriber in the channel. We have now 2,000 subscribers every month. The views on the channel are now 1.9 million every month, which is crazy. So listen, big up to Isabel, Michael, Sadira, Nashanti, Kadel's family, Malaika, etc., etc. I want to acknowledge the stream royalty for the month of November, Sirène des Îles, and our sponsors. Thank you so much for your donation. You can always support the show with the super chat. If you don't have money, go to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Listen to one album, full, all of it, while you sleep. Listen, Julie, Sabrina, while you making love, put the songs. Anyway, I have a special guest in the building, and she is calling us straight from Cabo Verde. Her name is Anabela, and listen, everybody in the chat, I want you to do a warm welcome by putting some unicorns to the beautiful and talented and business savage Anabela Miranda. Why am I here? That's here I'm supposed to be. Yay! How are you? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm getting used to the heat, right? Because I was in Lisbon, as you know.
It's not cold in Lisbon. Come on.
For me, it is. Come on, man. If you want to compare temperature in Cape Verde versus Portugal.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. I do agree. Let me try to put myself in the same level as you. I can't. Anyway. Yeah. How are you? Yeah. So when did you arrive in Cape Verde? You just arrived, right?
Yeah, actually, I just arrived. Like not right now, but I arrived yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
Yesterday, so yeah, I'm just putting myself together for the for the week coming, right? Organizing myself.
Beautiful. Okay, let's say hi to the Shada gang. So,
Hi,
Julie,
hi.
how are you, Julie? How are you, Joel? I hope you're doing good. Hi, Sabrina. Who else is here? Emery, what's good? Lee Rodriguez, she's my cousin. Okay, all
Oh,
people in the CV are related. All
that's
right.
true. That's true. That's a saying that all Cape Verdeans are related in some way. So,
You all have the same Portuguese father.
can you imagine the same father having more than a million?
Listen, you all have the same grandfather.
Top, Kaysha, top.
I'll start with the bad joke straight away. What up, these boys? Okay, hello, Anabela from Sabrina.
Hello, Sabrina.
Hello from Julie.
Hello, Julie.
So listen, if you guys have questions about how to run your professional life, or as a musician as well, today I'm bringing you a coach. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. You're getting life coaching for free. So let me get my life coaching. First of all, where were you born? Did you always lived in Cabo Verde, or did you live in other cities?
Great question. I was born in Portugal, in a small city called Setúbal. I
Okay.
was born and raised in Portugal. I'm 29 years old. My parents are from Cabo Verde, from Sant Antão. And I've always had
Wait a
this.
minute. Saint Anton, this is not where the crazy girls are.
Oh my god, crazy Kaysha,
I
really?
met a girl from Saint Anton. And yo, okay. Okay, well, listen. Yeah, go on.
No, but later I want to know more about that. But
I
yeah,
have to ask a friend.
yeah, I see, I see. I was raised back in Portugal. I've always traveled since I was a little girl because my father was working in London.
Okay.
So uh,
So you were
I
going back
didn't
and
live.
forth.
Yeah, I didn't live in London, but I quite went there a lot since I was little. So for me, London is like my third place.
Okay.
Let's put it like that. I think I have a really deep connection with London. Then yeah, so school. I went to university. I got graduated in marketing and management.
Okay.
During university, I went study in Gdansk, Poland. So Poland is my
In
Portugal,
Poland?
Cabo Verde, like London, and then Poland is my fourth place.
Do you speak Polish?
Mamna imię Anabela Miranda.
Okay, my name is Anabela Miranda. That's easy. How do you say
Only that.
how do you say
Okay.
Kaysha, you're the most beautiful black man I've seen in my life?
Oh my God.
No,
Kaysha.
I know, oh my god, I understand that you are shocked, but how do you say it?
Sorry, my Polish friends. I don't know.
Okay, how do you say this in Criollo?
Ah, Kaysha, boé, aquele melhor homem mais bonito na face da Terra. Portanto, ai, praising
Thank you.
Kaysha, praising Kaysha.
All right, so after school, so you grew up between Stubal near Lisbon, London, Cape Verde a bit, or
Yes, yeah. So we used to come here quite often.
okay,
like during vacations. So I have I have this connection with Cabo Verde, like not only right now that I'm returning, but since I came visiting with my parents.
And Poland. Okay, nice. So what about university?
Yes.
So you went to study marketing in Poland?
I went to study marketing and management back in Setúbal, but
Okay.
then I attended the Erasmus program. So I went study for 1 year in Poland, Gdansk. It was an amazing experience,
Wow.
by the way.
Wow, that's different. I think
Yeah.
I have a Polish girl dancing in one of my latest videos. In Mama Way, there's a girl. She's mixed. I think she was Polish and Cape Verde. She was dancing
great.
crazy. She's amazing. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, do it.
So, what made you decide, or how did you arrive to? I want to help people and make a living helping people. Like, did you start? How long did you start, first of all, and how did it happen?
Great question, and it's. I'm trying to make it short because it's a long
I got
story.
time.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 hours, right? So I did my career path as a normal person will do it, right? So I
Okay.
went to university. I got graduated in marketing management. I went after that. I did my internship in a marketing consultant, where I would start to traveling around the world selling wines. It was also an amazing experience as
Wow.
well. So
Selling wine.
after that,
Wow.
yeah, selling wine. Selling wine in Tokyo. See, like Portuguese wine in Tokyo. You know?
Wow. That's great. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. After that, I went to a tech company because I wanted to have an experience in a more technological environment.
Okay.
Because back then I was more, like wine business, it's an old-fashioned way of doing business. And my generation is a high five generation, right? MSCN
Okay.
generation. And I wanted to, and I've always had this entrepreneur mindset. And
Okay.
I've always been curious about how Mark Zuckerberg, like these guys, actually built these these money builder companies. So I've changed fields. I left Brandir, the other consultant,
Okay.
and I went to. I've started to looking for jobs in the tech companies, and here I found one in OLX Group, and I've stayed there for 4 years. But back in 2019, I got something. I was doing great back then because I was in a tech company for 2 years. I was receiving well. I was with my boyfriend back then. We were living together, like dreaming, house, in love, yeah. Like wanted to have kids, like having big dreams. But it happened something in June 2019, near my birthday. I had a big, real panic attack.
Okay.
So that episode for me, it was new. It was strange because it was the first time, Kaysha, that I didn't have control of myself, of my body, of my.
So how did you froze? Did you get Not
Well,
crazy? Did you how did it manifest? Did you could not breathe? You were screaming everywhere. You
it was more the second part. So I went crazy. I was studying for my, yes, because back then I was also on my master degree, because yeah, I was doing a master degree in data analysis and CRM and marketing analysis.
you are an educated woman. Like degrees
You know,
and
I
degrees.
have
Yo.
a saying here. I have a saying here that we are always learning until the end of our lives. It's not something with the degrees. You know, I'm just telling this because it's part of my path. You know, I think we all can be learners, reading books, talking with amazing people like you. You know, because I can learn also from you. You know, so yeah.
No, I'm just a Congolese guy walking the path of life.
I see, I see. But
Well, tell me
yeah,
about the panic attack. What happened? So
yeah, yeah.
you were at home, you were at work, you were
Yeah, so I was studying. I was at home that day
okay.
because I was studying for an exam. And I remember I was just after lunch, I was just about to start studying. And then I felt like a little bit tired, and I just, yeah, I will take like a 10 minutes nap. Like then I went, like when I closed my eyes, Kaysha, my brain couldn't stop. My brain couldn't fucking stop, you know, like, and
Did you say fucking? It's a kids show.
yeah, oh, so, yeah, sorry.
I'm joking.
Oh my God. Ah!
I'm joking.
And yeah, so my brain couldn't stop, and I couldn't like close my eyes, and I started to freaking out. You know, I started to like walk around the house. Oh my god! I couldn't shut down, and I've started to have these. I don't know if I can say this stuff here on the internet. But I've started to have suicide thoughts. You know,
Thought you were about to say something sexual. I was like, yo, what's she gonna say? What happened? I was like, yo,
maybe I should like
I don't want to
take
know.
off my clothes and whatever, right? But no, but yeah, like in this case, it was more, yeah. So I've started to cry. I've just I needed to get out of my place because my roommates were not on my place. I was living back then in Lisbon. I was actually. I was dating my boyfriend, but we like broke up back then, and I changed places. Life. And I was by myself at home. I just called a friend of mine, like to be with me, and I went to the hospital. You know, like I went like
To the hospital?
Yeah.
So
like
you
I
thought
went-
you were like having a psychic event, like?
No, actually no, because I have consciousness. But yes, I went like downstairs. I went to a pharmacy, and I just told I'm not feeling well. I'm just my head were like doing crazy, and yeah, the girl like just told you are having a panic attack. I'm just calling the ambulance, and went like straight away to the hospital. So back in the hospital, yes, my friend was there, and like they give me, we say in Portuguese, calmante, right? Like a sleeping.
A calming pill, something anxiety
Yeah.
pill, something else.
Yeah, like more calming pill.
Okay. So,
Yeah, to slow down. I took that, but after that, Kaysha, yeah, I just took like 3 days at work. Like I think this was like Wednesday. I took the rest of the week. I went back to Setúbal, to my parents' home. Man, every time that I remember this, it's just like I was there. But that's fine. I just to recover that. But like the main lesson here is that from that time on, Kaysha, I've realized that I need to make like 2 or 3 steps back on everything, because I've realized that something on me was not okay. I thought it was okay because I followed, I followed everything.
Santanto.
You have to tell me about that, girl, because I'm really curious about that. But
Go ahead.
I've really, I made a big change, a big shift. I did like 2 or 3 steps back. Also at work, tech companies work remotely since ever. So, and my team was really flexible. So I asked them, hey guys, I'm not, what happened to me, because like they knew. I'm not feeling well, quite well to be here the full week, the 5 days of the week. So can we imagine? Can we manage to be like 2 days at home and 3 days, like going hybrid?
Okay.
Like 2 days office and 3 days home, yeah, and then we progressed. But until the end of the year, it was more an inward analysis. I've started to read a lot about meditation. I read a book back then from Dalai Lama, How to Be Happy. I think, no, The Art of Happiness. Yes, The Art of Happiness from Dalai Lama. I dig into a lot in meditation, yoga, to calm down, because that was my first step. No, actually, the first step was therapy. Sorry, therapy. The first thing that I did, and it was the best, because my therapist back then helped me to and it was like a 1 year. Yes, I stayed with her 1 year. She helped me to understand the roots of my anxiety. Yes, because then I was diagnosed having anxiety. Not only found the reasons, the roots, but also how to cope with it, and to understand that like this is a normal state. But some of us, the way that triggers are different. So therapy, then yoga, meditation. First with meditation, then I started yoga when I went back to Setúbal in 2020. And I traveled a lot. So until the end of the year, because I was actually alone, without my parents and my family, my closest ones in Lisbon. So I said, okay, I need to travel. I need to see other things. I need to, because travel for me is a therapy first. It's a way of seeing the big picture, because you go out. You know what I mean?
You leave your an environment where you have your habits, and you go in a place where you know nobody, and maybe the rules are different. So it takes you out of your comfort zone, which might not be comfortable sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. But in my case, that uncomfortable is actually good for me, because I can see the big picture. I can actually understand. Okay, I can actually know more about myself, right? Because we challenge ourselves when we travel, and and it was good back then because I could reflect a lot. I've started, and actually, if you go to my Instagram, you can see like older videos from 2019 and 2020 about my reflection.
Let me go there.
Yeah, go for it, because I've started to share my thoughts, because also another thing that helped me a lot was to write. I wrote my feelings. I wrote almost every day on my cell phone first, and
Okay.
then I started to actually write big like big articles.
But you were writing for yourself, or you were writing for other people? Or for people to read, I mean, to put them out, or you were just writing stuff for yourself?
Back then, Kaysha, it was you can go to IGTV or to videos, because it's because it's not on the main. If you go up.
Let me look. Let me look.
Okay, go for
let
it,
me.
go for it.
Let me. Hey. Okay. Where is this? Turkey.
Istanbul.
All right.
Yeah, the videos you will find.
Ay. Sorry. My
Of
ring
course,
is burning.
It takes part of it. Yeah.
What? Yes.
Yeah, this was.
I like this haircut. Okay. Traveling. Where is this?
Yeah, this was a festival. I really love concerts and festivals. So
it's in Portugal.
this was Vodafone Mesh Fest in Lisbon. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this my girls.
Yeah, Blaya. Yeah, like
Selma
this
and
is
Blaya.
old. 2016 or something like that. Yeah, but the videos you can find. Yeah, like this is like those are more
upstairs.
older. Yeah, like this was on the Web Summit, on the first Web Summit.
Oh, nice.
In 2016, Marandrad.
Mayra.
Yeah, like this was a singer from band in Japan. This was in Japan.
Oh,
I met
nice.
this guy
You've been in
in Portugal.
Japan and stuff. So cool. So let me see. Learner, quotes, public speaking. Did you speak publicly?
Yes, I've started doing it publicly. But I believe
wow.
that I have a saying that we all should share knowledge, right?
That's cool. Nice. So
Yeah, like-
spoken word,
I don't
writings,
something.
travel, Madrid. Oh my God, there's so many videos.
Yeah, so if you want to check actually my reflections, it's on the IGTV. Yes, you are. Yeah, the other
Well-being.
one. So below.
Which one?
Let me see.
Writings?
No. Wait. You go to the reels. Yeah, reels. Yes, and there you can find.
Oh, these ones, dicas. Like these ones?
Yeah.
Okay. That's when you started writing and talk about. Okay, I see. Listen, everybody, I invite you to go to her Instagram. I put the link in the chat.
Great.
First, listen, and before you continue, let me say hi to Urban Sweet Spot that joined us, and to Jean C. What up, Master Electronic, who says, hello, Princess Annabelle. This guy.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Oh, be careful.
John C, right? Hello, John C.
Jean C, be careful, he's Congolese.
Okay.
He said, knowledge is the key to real freedom.
For sure. Indeed.
Mountain of Inspiration is here as well. Was a good mountain. And we have a question, but I think I'm going to keep it for after. I mean, unless you want to reply, it's a question from Andrea that says, how to deal with pressure and stress. I tend to shut down when my boss asks me to do things on top of things.
Great question. That's not only in business, but when we get into the corporate world, either as like working in a company or even as an artist working in the music industry, because here like there's something in common is like the pressure of goals, of results, right? Either profits, either revenues, either OKRs, as we say in technology, objectives and key results. So here,
how you say?
OKR, so objectives and key results. So you set up.
Okay.
You set up objectives and then you have the strategy. So the key results. It's a framework used to guide projects and to guide companies and actually how Facebook's, Google's, Netflix, those guys actually run their businesses. But there's here something in common, is that pressure to achieve goals, right? Either profits or revenues and so on. And one of the things that I've realized is that stress, we need to be sure about our value, okay? And I think for that, doing a self-awareness first, understanding that you value and you are capable and you actually can do the things that you are supposed to do, even if you have pressure on top of you from your boss of doing something, you are sure that you will do a great job, Like this is an individual thing. Now, like practical. If you have objectives, right, and you have tasks to do that you have to do until Friday, and your boss asks you, hey, but can you do this, like, and your boss like giving you one or two more tasks for doing until Friday. So, and this is something that was not planned in your pipeline. You have to ask your boss what is the prioritize, what are the tasks that are more important to actually conclude. And I believe in these kind of questions we should do it more, because we have to
do you think that, so you mean that a lot of people, when somebody tells them, hey, please finish A, or I also need B and C, they tend to just take everything instead of asking to the person that they are that's over them, their boss, instead of saying, okay, wait a minute, that's a lot of things, so tell me A, B, C, which one is more important, and then what is the second one most important, so that at least I can finish the one that is more important, maybe do half or 70% of the second one, and maybe leave the last one for the next week or something. And people tend to prefer being like, oh my God, it's my boss, and if I don't finish, I'm gonna be fired, and then anxiety start, and then they start freezing, like she said.
That's the thing, Kaysha. We tend to we have to understand that we are equal, that we are people first, so we are equal, right? Even though the other person is my boss, but we are here in an exchange, you know. I giving you my knowledge, I giving you my services, and you give me something in exchange that is money, right?
Yeah.
So here we are in an equal situation, even though we know that companies, in terms of dimension, they have more power as an individual. We know that, but still, we have to gain more confidence. And do you know something, Kaysha? Like, this is something that we have to, something that we don't have. Unfortunately, we don't have that self confidence to question things, because this is a questioning, right? Why? Why? Right?
What if you end up with one of those assholes that, because they are just over you, it's not even like they are not the boss, they are at the 10th position in the organogram, but you are the position 12. So they think that, and they start trying to boss you up and bully you and etc. How do you handle that without jeopardizing your opportunities if that person might block your blessings?
That's kind of hard. Back in OLX, when I entered, I had a boss. She was amazing. But I've realized that, I don't know if it was because of biases, that she might had like about me, but I've realized that she wouldn't let me enter in some tables, and okay, first I didn't. I thought, okay, so maybe I'm new here, so I have to learn. I have to learn, and actually I have to prove that I'm worthy of being on on those tables. But then I've realized that 1 year passed, 2 years, 3 years, and I was actually at the same level. I didn't upgrade even in my team. Proactively, but lucky me that I am proactive, and I've always tried to find the new projects. I've started and I've coordinated the Voice of the Customer program. It was the first project in OLX Group that actually was taking care of customers' feedback and deliver this feedback to the product teams in order to build products that actually the customers wanted, because before the company was more engineer and product focused. So I'm very proud to say that I was the first, like the first project that actually started to look into the customers. Yeah, but it was something that I created, but still Kaysha, my boss wouldn't let me in those tables that actually I needed, because in order to influence in a manager level, I had to be like in those tables with the head of product, with the head. And that was, and I think it was because of my boss, like that attitude of I'm in this position. Maybe I don't like you very much, or maybe I see you stuff that.
Or sometimes I like you, I like the way you work, but I like you under me. And if you work so good, if I let you continue working so good, you might go on my level and maybe over me, and I'm not let this happen. This happened to me a lot in music. A lot of people, they were like, this kid is too intelligent. We have to block him. Yeah.
And
people.
because of that, no, I know, I understand. And because
Some
of
people,
that, Kaysha,
some people can make the work environment unhealthy. That is true.
that is true. That is
And
true.
like Ellie
And
said
that's why,
also, bosses are people. We should not be afraid of asking them questions. That is true as well.
and that's why that I think that was one of the reasons I've always had side gigs helping small companies, restaurants, coffees in scaling their business either through social media, because I'm from marketing. So I've always loved to see actually people's ideas, people's businesses striving, and I thought, okay, like maybe it's time to start a sério, like we say in Portuguese, like really to start building
Seriously.
something. Yes, seriously, building something for myself.
So that's how you arrive, because we went to a question, but we're gonna go back to how you arrived to teaching people.
Exactly. Because I think I've just replied to the question, right? I believe that we
So
have.
you were being in the work environment for these tech companies. You realize at a point, this plus the anxiety attack. So the anxiety attack was before this work environment, or it was the same time?
During.
Okay, during. So
Was
then you
during.
decide to take a step back and become more working from home, and then you
Yes,
start
first, it was the
questioning.
first step.
So you
Yes,
start
it was the
questioning the whole everything that you built, and the direction you were going as a woman in the business, and you were asking yourself, is it really what I want, or do I want to work with people, or how did you go from working for companies making good money to letting this security in a certain way, because making an income. I remember when I was working with a record company, releasing my first albums and producing artists there. I had a salary. I had a salary based on the amount of money I was creating, but I knew from my calculations, I knew that I was generating way more money. If I think I was receiving something like, I don't remember, like I was money from my shows. I was making a lot of money from the copy, the intellectual. I was making a lot of money, but from the sales, I was thinking, wait a minute. If we sell like 60,000 albums in 1 year, or 70,000 albums, and we make 10 albums per year, that's 700,000. Okay, if we divide by 2 because we're in a partnership, if I divide it by 2, okay, let's say it's 300 or 350, let's say 300. If I divide 300 by 12, I don't have 3,000. And I get 3,000 or 4,000 every month. And don't worry, the rest we are investing. And for a long time, I was like, I have to sit down and look at all this. But at the same time, I was scared to lose the money I was making every month and the situation. So every time I would go, I would like, hey, I would love to see the accounting. But every time somebody would tell me a story, blah, 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 blah. It took me years before I start realizing, wait a minute, I'm getting sodomized here. I'm like, yo, like All my money is being used to build the rest of the company and other artists that are my competition, other labels, where I'm supposed to be getting 200 a month, a year, 200, 300. I'm getting 40,000, 50,000, but I was doing a lot of shows. So I was more into, it's not about the money, it's more about, what we are creating, etc., etc. But at a point you start asking yourself, wait a minute, like, I think it's time to build my own thing, because if it's to make 40,000 a year, I can do it by myself. If I sell 4,000 albums, I'm gonna make 40,000. I'm making 60,000 albums, and I'm still making that money. Then I start realizing, okay, there's something fishy here. So, did you get to that position where you were like, okay, I want to become independent, but I'm scared? Or because you are driven, you were just like, yeah, it's time? And what was the declic?
The turning point.
Yeah.
The turning point. So actually, I've started to, back in 2020, I've started to give, while I was in the tech company, I've started to give mentorship sessions. Like consulting people like me from marketing or management that were lost in their careers and wanted to actually make a change or enter to a tech company. How to. So I've started to sell those sessions, because I used to do that, like with friends, and people would come to me actually asking me, and like, this is something that I've always loved to do, like advising people and actually see people growing, after that, I've realized after some sessions that like, this is more than a session. I've started to understand why I'm doing this. Always the why, always the why. And I've realized that when I was at school, I would love to have senior people, like people that, like older people that came to my high school and told me about their experience in the professional world. I think when we enter into the professional world, either corporate, we don't know nothing, even if we are in university, we are like fishes in the water, like crazy fishes in the water, like walking around
in the corporate world.
Not only in the corporate world, Kaysha. I think it's in the professional area
in life,
in general.
Life after school.
Yes, life after school. Great, I like that. I think I was still there.
Wait a minute. Copyright. Everything I say is copyrighted.
Oh!
What's good, Malcolm Beats? Jean-C is saying, it do remind me my job while I was working at Volvo Cars. Most of the employees use their workers as tools that they need to generate benefits. Yeah.
No,
indeed.
Yeah.
Malcolm say, manera, Sabrina. So yeah.
And I've realized that we don't know, I will say another bad word, we don't know shit about life after school. And I believe that if older people, if more experienced people would share, or actually if we could have like a platform, like something that actually we could connect experienced people, with the new ones, and actually sharing experience. And that's why, and this is how I've started with I Am Academy, Anabela Miranda Academy, with the slogan sharing experience or sharing knowledge. Because I really do believe, that because I really do believe, Kaysha, that you, Kaysha, as an experienced business guy in the music industry, you have
What does it have to do with me?
because I'm giving an example.
Okay, sorry. Good night,
Because I believe
Anabela Miranda Emodi.
Emodi Malcolm Oxford, do it.
Yeah, go ahead, continue. A guy like me.
Yeah, no, because I believe a guy like you, an experienced guy, 20 plus years in the music industry, with plenty of high songs, you know, like songs that people don't forget. I'm playing. Estou te enchendo o saco, como se diz no Brasil. You have tu tens o dever, you have the obligation. Yeah, yes, I think the obligation to actually teach the younger ones, you know, because it's a giving back process, you know. And I believe Anabela Miranda, I have almost 10 years of corporate experience. I have the obligation to give it back, you know, because like this is how we evolve as a human being, you know.
One question. Do you believe that you arrive to that point of success where you can teach and you can say I made it, so I can, because of my level of everything I did, I'm rich, whatever, I'm a successful businesswoman, I can teach you? Or do you believe that it's not important? The most important is I have the knowledge and I want to pass it to other people. And if it's the second option, why would I, if I don't know nothing, why would I go to you? And what are your credentials? What are your, you know, your general, what wars did you fight so that I can trust you, that you will put me in that place? Because when I think about me, if somebody tell me, yeah, can you prove that you have the knowledge and you know how to, I will be like, yeah, here's 30 hits that are still playing today. Here are all the albums that I did. Here is my resume. How do you, as if you create a school, how do you make it so that the people who are like, I need to make it in the corporate world, or I just came out of school, I don't know what to do. Why would they come to you?
Great question. I'm 29 years old. I have almost 10 years of experience, but the main point here is that during this time, I've always challenged myself in changing. I didn't have when I felt I was not okay at one place. For example, when I was in a consultancy company back then in 2016, and I understood, okay, this is enough for me. Now I think it's time to move for a more tech environment. I didn't have. I was almost with like a little bit afraid, but I was confident about this move, that I had actually to change careers. I was in an old-fashioned consultancy company working with wine industry to move to this side, to move to a tech and innovate companies. It's a totally different setup. And back then, in my management, I didn't have any marketing digital course, so I had to learn. I had to actually go to see by myself how to enter in these tech companies, because the functions are different. There is so the way that marketing and management is approached in tech in tech companies is way different than in old-fashioned companies, and I didn't have anyone who could tell me how to enter, and I wanted to do that because now I know, right? Because then I've spent 4 years working in a tech company, and I've immersed in the how engineers think, the mindset of engineers, how to work with engineers, and how actually to build a product, a company in agile mode, agile lean methodologies. But the most important here is that back then, when I was changing, I didn't have people who could actually help me to change, and I changed it successfully, because after 6 months I got into a tech company, without any reference.
So
like back then I was always growing.
So when you are the first courses that you gave, were that for friends or were that for students? Was that people that you knew, or it was more students? How did you start teaching?
Okay, so the first was actually students from my university, so the younger ones, the marketing, the younger marketing graduates that wanted to actually. They were. I got one. He was in the internship, and it wanted to move to a tech company, and didn't know how to do it. So in the beginning, it was more with people that I knew from my university. But back then, with AM Academy, I've got, and also with LinkedIn, because I was promoting a lot of my work through LinkedIn, through AM Academy marketing page. I wrote a lot of articles. If you could also check, I have more than 70 articles around marketing, technology, and personal branding there. With that, I got a lot of students from Angola and Cabo Verde. Also, most of them, they were the recent graduates, so 2 years, 3 years maximum. And the common problem that I found there is that after 2 or 3 years of learning, of actually working in a company, people started to be stagnated. So I've started with people that I knew from my university, and then I progressed to recent graduates from Angola and mostly from Angola and Cabo Verde. But this in 2020, in this year, as well.
So, when did you decide to move to Cabo Verde, and why? And then I have Joel is saying impressive resume. And then I have some practical questions.
Go for it.
But before I start my lesson, when did you decide to move back from Lisbon to Cabo Verde, and why? Is it better for your business? It doesn't matter, because Cabo Verde becoming a digital island, you can work from anywhere anyway, or does it change anything? Is like, how do you do a one-on-one? Do people prefer being able to teach you and talk to you directly, or they don't care, like as long as we can do the same way we're doing right now, it works for everybody? How does it work? Why how?
Okay. So my move to Cape Verde was a personal move. I was planning to come to Cape Verde actually before the pandemic in 2019. I had a proposal from a company here. But then came COVID in 2020. And things stopped. But actually, it was good also for me, because from my panic attack, I was not actually still 100%. So actually, it was good. Then after the pandemic, I've started to prepare. First, it was when I left the tech company, because I left in December 2021. So I prepared to leave the tech company financially and so on. Like that is important. Then after I left the company, I've started to fully emerge on promoting the program I had back then for I Am Academy, so the 9 weeks program, all remote. I only work remote with I Am Academy. That's important. So I work with people around the world. I can be in Portugal, I can be in Cabo Verde, I can be in Angola, and I can work for people in Australia, China, Japan, United States. I don't have that, because
How many languages? You're like,
right
do you
now,
teach in how many languages?
Portuguese and English.
Okay.
still, but I'm learning French. So.
Ah oui, après j'ai plein de clients pour toi en français. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe in another conversation we can do it in French. Not right now. So I prepared and I thought myself, okay, I left OLX. I don't have this constraint, because even though I was working in OLX partly remotely and partly in office, I asked a lot in the HR department if I could work remotely from other countries, but that was not possible. So after I left the tech company, I just said, okay, right now I will start to plan my coming back to Cabo Verde. Why? It's my personal journey to find my ancestors, to be like rooted in my African, to be rooted with myself and with my roots. So it's actually a starting point, Kaysha, because I believe I need to go to the mainland to start it, like to explore West Africa, so Senegal, Mali, the Mali Empire, Ghana Empire, you know, the tribes there, Balanta.
I see.
Yeah. But so, and since I work remotely, I just thought, okay, I can work from everywhere. So even in Cabo Verde, in Senegal, in Bali, I just need to have a really good internet connection. And I know that, for example, in the mainland, and now I'm realizing that there I'm having some challenges. That's true, because the internet here in Cabo Verde is not so fast as is in Portugal. However,
it's getting there.
Yes. However, it's getting there, and Cabo Verde is actually making a great work for actually Cabo Verde being tech island, you know. And there's a project here I want to talk about them. Cabo Verde Digital is actually, they are doing a great job.
I met the minister in the Web Summit. Did you meet him? I mean, you probably
yes,
know
I know him from here. Pedro Lopes, no, for sure, yeah.
He explained to me everything they were doing. I was like, yo, that's amazing. Like, I was like, okay, Proud of you
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
If
yeah.
only my country could follow. But hey,
Yeah, for sure. And
it
actually,
is
the
what it
idea
is.
is to make Cabo Verde a tech hub, to bring investors, to bring companies to Cabo Verde, to actually educate and empowering also local tech startups, because in Web Summit there were I think it was 10, yeah, like 10 startups made in Cabo Verde. Like, this is important, made in Cabo Verde, with brilliant ideas, with so yeah, of course. And Cabo Verde, in terms of network ranking, it ranks like above the almost the African countries. So yeah, for sure, like in terms of internet, it's good. And yes, yeah. And since I came here, so I came in July 2022, so this year, so I'm here for 5 months. My idea was to, okay, so let me to start to network, to getting to know people around technology. So I went into the Cabo Verde Digital, so Milton Cabral, Pedro Alves, those guys. Right now I am a mentor for Cabo Verde Digital. I'm a formal mentor for Cabo Verde Digital. I do workshops for the startups, and yeah. But personally, I've just realized it, because Cabo Verde is very musical, as almost all African countries. And I've realized a part of me, an artist part of me, because I do write, I do spoken word as well. You saw on my Instagram a highlight there for spoken word. I've started doing it here. And I've realized that one of the gigs that I had a few years ago, Kaysha, was with a music producer, a beat maker. And he was one of my best clients back then in 2016, because I was actually his agent. He didn't have any social media. He was those guys that like woke up and only produce, you know. And I've just started to talk with him. Hey, you need to have a social media to start to promoting your beats. You have to start to approach magazines, like influencers. You have to start to see how you can distribute your music into the streaming platforms, with time. Because the part that I really loved to work with him, because it was like two parts. So the coaching part, right? To actually make him consciousness about he has to promote his art, right? Because aside of this, he was an informatic engineer. He was working at a tech company. Yes, I met him there, like in those environments. But aside, he was a beat maker, and he only view this as like a hobby, And I've started to make him thinking, no, but you can actually do more with this, like starting like promoting, starting to actually see how you can sell your beats to rappers, or So I've just created his Instagram, his Facebook. I put his new album
Oh. Internet du village. The internet always frees on people when they do these faces. I'm gonna keep her like this just a little bit. So you were asking about the internet in Cabo Verde. There you go. I'm not gonna laugh because I had problems with my internet sometimes, but yeah, let me keep her with the mouth open a little bit. All right, we're gonna wait for her to call back. I hope it's not her mobile losing battery, because I told her to put her mobile on charging, but so let me send her a message. Where is she? Yep, she's calling already. Yes, she's back.
I'm here. I'm back. Internet.
We were laughing with you stayed like this.
Don't do any kind of memes, huh? Don't do.
So, what is the highest internet speed you can get in Cabo Verde?
I think here right now we are in the 4G. We are in the 4G.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't have Wi-Fi at home?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, of course we have Wi-Fi. Yes, we have Wi-Fi.
Are you on fiber optics or still more cable internet? What is that? Because they told me that they were about to connect directly to the Dakar link. That the minister of the digital economy was telling me that they were building cables under the sea to now have a direct connection, so that because they are trying to attract a lot of the digital nomads that are going to Lisbon or Spain to come to Cabo Verde, where, listen, I mean, you have beautiful beaches, nice landscapes, good weather.
That's true.
Beautiful women.
That's true.
Some of them are crazy. Some of them.
Please tell me that story. I really want to know.
Forget it.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh, is it through Starlink for business? I don't know how we should ask. We should invite somebody who's into internet in Cabo Verde to know what is the provider and how fast it is.
Yeah, more specifically, I think it's better. Yeah, but
so you were doing all his social media, and that's how you realize, hey, I could actually, on top of being a coach for people who wanna be in the enterprise, I can also coach artists.
Exactly.
And teach them how to make money with their music. So that's why you have two Instagram pages, AM Academy and AM Academy for Artists. So all the links are in the description of this video or somewhere in the chat. Now I have some practical questions. A few of them. For example, Joel here is into YouTube production. And so he has a YouTube page where he teaches people how to use equipment, what program to use to do live streams, how to posture yourself as a live streamer, etc., etc. How somebody like him goes from having a YouTube channel with his small amount of followers, how do you turn it into a big place when anybody who wants to start doing YouTube videos find his channel? What are the steps he takes to arrive there?
First, here it's important to understand the target, right? Who are the people that you is going to speak to. So this is important. Like this is the first step. And before that, actually, we have the goals and mission. But specifically around the content, first is to understand who is your target, and then your personas, right? Because when you create a profile, you can actually understand what type of content you should create for these people. Yes, and here it's understanding what are their fears, what are what they actually have to and need to know about the topic. But then, like a practical thing that it's way important is to understand how your target search, and how your target search is related with the keywords, okay, that people put in the search bar. So this is important to understand. Like there's a lot of tools that you can see, like to search for keywords. If you put a keyword on Google, it appears a bunch of websites that you can actually use to choose the right keywords. But like this is important. Like the first thing I think is the mindset, is putting in the heads of your target, of your public, and with that, of course, it's finding what are the terms that people use to search, so the keywords, and you will use those terms in your titles, descriptions, and hashtags. That is important, But this is a search that you have to do before you start actually doing it, because after that, the Google algorithm will learn that, okay, your content is appropriate for this subject, so it will catalog, right? Because the algorithm works with catalogs, right? And actually is the same as people, right? We tend to catalog things and people in places. The same with the robot. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, I'm in the practical questions.
Mm-hmm.
I have Malcolm Beats here. He make beats, kizomba beats, urban keys beats, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, how, as a beat maker, do you promote your YouTube channel, your Spotify, your how to go from making beats for pleasure to making beats and make money with my beats? Same thing, keywords?
No, more than that.
Okay.
First, you have to start with your social medias, right? Either on Instagram or YouTube. Then it's really important to start to create a network, like a rappers networking, and starting actually to meeting rappers and people that can actually buy your beats. Like that's
Malcolm
important.
is antisocial. Well, actually, he makes now beats. He's his own artist. He's actually my advice to him was more, hey, create your YouTube channel, put your beats in there, do a lot of them, and in a lot of Kizomba festival, people just dance to the beats anyway. So you can be your own artist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can also start networking with artists. It's true.
Yeah.
Actually, the only artist that sings on his beat is me.
Yeah, I think that is important, and that is something. I did a speech around networking yes, like this was more in the corporate world, but I think it's necessary, right? If we have a goal and we have a target, okay, we can start by the relatives, but then do we have to expand? We have to actually to know like new people, because it's when you know new people, you can learn actually more. I see this when I met you. uh, uh, for example, no, like this is important to say because and also
What did I do? I'm innocent.
no, like this is important because it's when we challenge ourselves, Malcolm, and this is for you. When we challenge ourselves, when we put ourselves in new environments, in meeting new people, we can actually scale our what we do. Like not only in terms of selling, but actually like in terms of like knowledge, right? Because you will improve your business, you will improve uh, your being, like then your business, and then you will sell more because you know more people, and then you know how to sell. So it's actually networking first. So like networking through internet, but also offline if you can. I think that's important as well. And then selling, right? And selling is try to see what are all the means that you can actually earn money from.
So do you limit your clientele to artists and corporate, or do you go like when you say artists, do you say singers, beat makers, or it can be a painter?
When I say, yeah, good question. When I say artists, I say musicians, producers, singers, and DJs. Yeah.
I was about to ask an advice for a porn actress.
A what?
A porn actress.
Oh.
What if like Julie, I mean the porno business.
Okay.
And I'm trying to let's say I'm trying to make a business model, which today is what ways to make business in her industry is movies, but it's more like exploitation, I guess. And a lot of them are making money more on OnlyFans.
Okay.
So how you go from growing your Instagram? How would you, even if it's not marketing is marketing. So if you work for her, and how do you tell her, okay, how do you go from funneling your, maybe creating a fan base on Instagram and then turning them to where the money is, which is OnlyFans, for example, or Meme, or these platforms that people pay. How do you do that for somebody like her, for example, where we have people of all walks of life here?
No, I see.
This is Club Shada. That's us.
Well,
Why you guys are laughing? I'm asking advice for my friends. Why you guys are laughing?
So this is a funnel, right? So
Yeah.
right. So if she is starting with Instagram, she has to actually make the target, so the people that are on Instagram move to OnlyFans and related softwares. So actually, the thing here is that we have to create content, right? So Instagram.
But how do you create content?
I know.
Without being in a platforms where you cannot?
I understand.
Let me see if I can show her Instagram, because sometimes her Instagram, I'm like, I want to put it on the YouTube, but then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. They're like, yo, not this photo.
You have to be creative, right? Because there's a lot of influencers that have more this how to like that this sensual artistic Instagram, and so y- you can actually be so like the first thing is actually to try to search for others like her that are on Instagram and actually see
Okay.
how those people are actually doing it, because
I wanted to
like
show her
it's a way,
Instagram, but I can't.
there's a way
She's
there's a
abusing
way
on her Instagram. It's abuse. She's like,
there's a
it's
way,
too,
but look,
it's too much
look,
already.
guys,
So
there's
what
a
would
way
you?
of being
Yeah.
sexy,
Yes.
and actually talking to your target, and like building content, and then yeah, like
I'm sorry, people on the chat are stupid.
a Instagram as a
Yes.
teaser,
Okay, a teaser.
using Instagram as a teaser, and then if you want to see more,
Yeah.
OnlyFans, OnlyFans and related the softwares, so do we have to play-
Malcolm Beast could help. He's saying, time to change for porn star producer. Hey, listen,
You
that
see,
could be a
Malcolm?
good. That could be a good synergy. You make the beats, she make the movies. You both win.
But something, Kaysha, because you were talking about people are introverted, and like most of the times, it's not only about the technical parts per se, like most of the times is actually making people realize that they have to expose themselves, they have to put you out there, guys. You have to put you out there. I know that sometimes it
Oh,
lacks
she's
confidence.
putting herself out there. Oh yeah, she is.
It's necessary.
I was just on Instagram. I was like, yo, you too much.
Okay, this.
Now, I believe some people. Yeah. Okay. More seriously, 2023 is mine. Dramatic penetration beats. You guys are stupid. Well, wait. Okay, I have a very important question. How do you use the platforms in a time where everybody is using the same platform and everybody is posting? How do you listen? Even today, as a man or a woman, as an influencer, a beauty, a model, whatever you do, even a coach, there's millions and millions and millions and millions of people who are doing the same thing, who look like you, who say the same thing as you, are using the same quote sometimes, or you want to be an Instagram model, there's 1 million. You want to be an OnlyFans girl, and you want to funnel people to your OnlyFans or to your meme or your YouPorn. There's another 1,000 of them, millions of them that are doing the same thing. So beat maker, there's millions of beat makers on Instagram. Singers, they're everywhere. Everybody's singing now. So how to be unique in a world where everybody's doing the same thing as you and everybody wants to be famous? Back in the days, we were alone in fame. Now everybody's famous. Even people who post food, cooks, everybody has followers, and everybody's working for their followers instead of instead of just consuming content. Now everybody is doing content. So how do you, in reality, it is a dire competition out there now. How do you exist in a world where everybody's trying to exist as well, and there's only 24 hours and people can only look at so many posts, so many girls, so many guys, so many beats, so many inspiration videos, how do you just let the algorithm do it? Do you just use the right hashtags? Or how do you stick your neck out the sea when you with all the sea, all the fishes, you all swimming there looking for plankton? How do you, coach, help us?
We have to niche. Like, this is the first thing. A few years ago, I've met a producer, and he was interesting because the way he was promoting it, he only make beats for work, lo-fi beats for work, only that, lo-fi beats for work, and everything that this guy puts in his SoundCloud was only lo-fi beats for work. And for me, it was amazing because I was his target. I was a girl that was working at a tech company and needed a playlist of lo-fi music to work. You know what I mean? So right now the access to produce and to broadcast content is democratized, so everyone can do it, right? Like you said, it's just like having a cell phone, like on Instagram, everyone is consuming and is producing. Okay, so the only way of differentiate ourselves is one, to niche. I'm doing like this. Yeah, one is to niche, so have a specific target. So this guy actually only produced beats, lo-fi beats for workers, period. Okay, and second thing is that brand yourself, because you, Kaysha, you are unique. I, Anabela Miranda, I am unique. Malcolm, you are unique. You know what I mean? And if we combine these two things, okay, if I can find a niche in my market, so I can help Black African artists who are in the business for a long time, who have my age, for example, millennials, Black artists who have other works aside, but they really want to live through music industry. So this is a niche, right?
I get it.
And combine this with your personal branding, because I really do believe if we put faces, in front of brands, that brand can actually be more powerful, because that people personality cannot be copied. You know
So
what I mean?
what do you call personal branding?
Personal branding is when you, in a consciousness way, you start to brand yourself. And actually, Kaysha, you start to do this when you started to be in the life after school. But you do this unconsciously. You know?
Me, a vlog. I've been a Kardashian for 20 years now.
Kardashians are they are a great example.
I respect them so much.
Top, because they have built their own brand, and like, this is important to understand.
Malcolm, I'm giving you guys free lessons. People pay her. She's here for us for free. So take your notes, you guys. Julie, we want 10% of that OnlyFans money. Continue. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, and I was saying that, no, of course we are giving this for free, and we have and we have VNAM Academy coaching program we're releasing right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
So that's
Let me put
important
the
also
link
to say.
again. Let me put the link again in the chat.
That's important. You have
VM
there the
Academy
link
for
to register.
Artists. The link is in the chat and it's in the description.
Yes, so we have spots because we are making the trial right now. And then we are selling the program with some discounts. So yeah, you can actually enjoy it. But we were talking about niche and personal brand because I really
Yes.
do believe that if we put ourselves in front of a brand, a personal cannot be copied, Kaysha, and you will attract the target that you will attract is actually the target that is related with you. So these two ingredients are actually important and are actually the things that I teach mostly on my personal on my coaching programs. So we have a part on personal branding, then we have a part on the music industry and marketing, so marketing techniques and music industry, and we have another part on well-being, because I really do believe that we have, and we talked about this
Anxiety, because it came from anxiety.
exactly.
It came from your anxiety crisis, and you went
Exactly.
full
So it is
circle. And so
important
you believe that most people in the pursuit of the goals, the money, the success, the fame, the passion for whatever they are after, they sacrifice the well-being. A lot of people don't realize that. But I mean, I realized that when I was 38 maybe. And when I moved to Portugal, I realized that the music business and not only the people, but also this business is full of motherfuckers. And on top of that, you travel all the time, you do all these shows. At a point you realize that you are sacrificing your health and your well-being, because sometimes you arrive up there, but you're depressed up there because of all you had to sacrifice to arrive there. So only when I arrive here, I realize, oh, I didn't come here because the rent is cheap, or I came here for the quality of life. And a lot of people are calling me now to do shows in Angola, Cabo Verde, etc. And I give them a high price. And they don't understand. They're like, oh, yeah, but all your fans need you. And I tell them, hey, listen, if it's not worth it, I worked hard to be able to see my daughter grow. So every day that you make me pass far from her, you're gonna pay me. And if you don't want to pay me, like I just received a message yesterday. Hey, Angola, whatever, 10,000. They only can pay 6,000. And I reply, no. And they were like, oh my, can we 7,000? No. Either you pay me my price, or
so go for it.
But it's the quality of life. And I believe maybe it's as we go in life, as we advance in life, we had this on top, then this, and then this, and we start changing what is more important. And it's important that you teach that, how to be successful, but not at the expense of your mental health.
Exactly. And one of the things that you told, and I want to stress, is that you had a goal. You wanted to see your daughter grow. You wanted to be with your family, and that is important because first we have to understand that this is something like that is part of the personal branding part. Is that what is your mission? What is your purpose? You know what is actually what you are doing here in this earth. These questions are important to answer because it will make you understand who are you, here, and this after it will give you confidence. It's okay. So I know my mission, I know my purpose. How I can translate this into business goals. Why business goals? Because we have to make money for a living. So yes. So and the professional part is the part that we spend the most of our time. So how we can translate our mission and purpose to business and professional. Okay, so I understood that I'm able to make people's lives, the professional lives, better and make people happy. I know that I can do that. I know that that is my mission and my purpose that my ancestors and my God gave to me. So how I can translate this into business, right? Okay, I can start to give mentorships. I can start to build coaching programs. You know what I mean? I can actually use my marketing and my professional experience also into this, right? Because I can then translate this into personal branding because I do believe that, okay, I know what I'm doing here. I know what I want to do in a professional way. So how I can market myself to sell my ideas, my beats, what I do to actually get a client. And with this also to understand your target. That is important. So the ones that you actually are going to work with, either clients, either team, right? Team or clients, because that is also important. And then okay, how to scale this, then business, how to scale your activity. But this is important. When you know your mission, your purpose of life, you are confident with yourself, you have to create well-being routines, because you like these routines, like for example, affirmation, the morning meditation and yoga. I do every day morning. I do meditation, 5-minute meditation. I do exercise. I really take care with my food, because all of this influences our well-being. And this is important because when we have a balanced lifestyle, we are more grounded, and we are always consciousness about our mission. Like back then, our mission and our purpose, that then will resonate in our professional goals and our professional. So this is important. So the well-being part is actually practices for us to remember our mission and our purpose of life, and who we are.
I have a very, 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 very important question. You know what is your mission?
Yes.
I was born knowing what was my mission.
Okay.
And then the other missions that went on along the way, I kind of understood them because I'm connected. What if somebody, when you ask them, what is your purpose on this earth? What is your mission? Ask yourself that question. Look deep. They reply to you, I don't know.
This with me, it doesn't happen.
What?
And I will tell you why. And I'll tell you, you of course, that when we ask directly, what is your mission? People don't know. You have to have like a bunch of exercises, and I have like a bunch of exercises on my program. So I use the Ikigai model. I use the SWOT. So I have like a bunch of exercises. The SWOT model. All of these exercises will combine in the end to this final sentence, right? Because when we so for example, in the Ikigai model, we reply things like what do I like to do, what I was paid for, what I think our world needs the most, and it misses other questions. So it's actually four. But yeah, so like like this is one model, and then like doing the SWOT analysis. So what our strengths, our weaknesses, what is our opportunities, threats. So doing these kind of exercises actually help us in define, okay, I'm getting into something, that by the end will lead to actually write the sentence.
Do you believe that we can know what somebody wants just out of exercises that are, I guess, I mean, they've been tried and tested? Or sometimes people, they don't know within, like, what is their purpose?
I see.
Like,
okay.
Maybe. So do you believe that with your coaching you can
I see.
start putting people in the right direction? Maybe not telling them this is what you want, because some of you are going to tell somebody, nah, you really want to make bread and croissant, you want to be a baker. They're going to look at you like, what? No. Or is it more starting to center people around first knowing their true self, so that after that they can say? Because I'm asking this question because I never had this problem. I always knew who I was. I knew I wanted to make an impact in the world, a dent in the universe. And as I was growing up, and as challenges were thrown at me, and I was meeting people, and people were putting themselves behind me, I don't want to be a leader. But at a point, I was like, oh, I'm a leader. Oh, I'm a visionary. Okay, I understand. Like, because for me, it started with frustration. Why nobody's listening to me? We have to go there, but nobody would listen to me for years and years and years and years, until I understood I'm too far ahead in the future in my thinking. If I have 10, 15 years ahead of people, I'm speaking Chinese to them. Mm-hmm. So I'm the one who has to either do my thing and wait for people, or come back to where they are and explain to them where I'm going, or do my thing and maybe meet people like me. There's different choices, but I learned from frustration, not about me, but more about what the people around me lack most of times. But I never had this, oh, I don't know why I'm here, or Like I don't even like some people, they don't even know why they're here. Like it's not even like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Some people, they're like, I'm here. I didn't ask to be here, and fuck, I'm here. Like, you see what I mean? How so I it's sometimes for me, I can give advices to people, but sometimes for me it's kind of I know I inspired a lot of people from the conversation, from seeing how I am. It inspired a lot of people, but it's true that sometimes it's hard for me to kind of understand how somebody feels because I've never been there. If I started as I don't know who I am, and then I found myself, I could tell people this is how I found myself. Listen, as long as I can remember, I was this person. So when you meet somebody like me, you kind of don't have to do all that work. You might even, maybe you can help refine. You can look for stuff, right? But when you meet somebody that has zero purpose because of trauma, because of life, because of just not having purpose, or because maybe he never had challenge. You know, I've known some people, they have zero purpose, not because they were born poor, but because they were born rich. Their parents did everything for them. They never missed anything, and then they are depressed because they never had to learn to do anything, and now they want to do something. They don't need to, but they want to do something to have a purpose. But just because where they come from, a lot of doors are closed to them because their parents wouldn't let them do certain things like singing or whatever. And they have, you know, hands that are never touch anything, that are, you know,
Soft.
like
Soft.
I mean, my hands are soft too, but they at a point they look at themselves and I'm like, what I am here? What am I doing here? Like, so how do you help somebody like this? Yeah, me and my questions, I know.
No, I'm just thinking because a few years ago I was on that situation when I have the panic attack. I in the first month specifically, I was way inwards, you know. And I think before actually starting to look for answers, there's a phase where we personally have to understand in terms of learning directions where we are going, because sometimes it might be coaching, but it might be also be like therapy, but might be also, I don't know, someone I met during my I don't know, my professional like during a conference, you know. So I think there's a time specifically when we are completely lost. When we are completely lost is where we have to explore options, you know. Like before, I think, yeah, we have to explore options before going into something, into learning something, either a coaching program or yeah. I think, and I'm saying that because when you go for a coaching program, you have some percentage of certainty about something, like about your purpose or about your mission, even though you don't know, you know, but you if you choose a specific person of specific school to start like a coaching program, because a coaching program is something very personal, right? Because you choose the person not only because of the credentials, but also because you relate with the person, energies, background, the professional background, or goal. Look, like that person is in the state where I want to be, right? So it's some yeah. So that person is in a state where I want to be. So this is something, even though the person don't have clear what is the mission, but it has some clues, and just need a way to structure. So okay, so let's do some exercises to, okay, now you have it here. But sometimes, actually, Kaysha, we know stuff. We know. I think deeper in our and when we are in a state where we know, we only need someone that can like help us asking the right questions, going deep.
Unlock.
Yes, unlock, and then to structure, because sometimes we'll lack structure, plan, going and this I can help for sure in structure and with frameworks. Yeah. Deep, huh? Deep.
It's important to go deep. It is 2 a.m. So before I let you go, because I know you're waking up early tomorrow. I mean, what time is it in Cabo Verde? It's 1 a.m., 1:40?
Yeah, 1:40. I'm going to wake up at 5.
My God. I have a personal question that I'm asking myself as we are actually talking about improving ourselves and as people who have to be out there in front of people. I know from my personally being 25 years ago, have been being marketed as a sex symbol and being the singer for the women, etc. You are used to only, for example, be in music videos with makeup, glasses, etc., etc. I was never showing my eyes, all that stuff, and this show actually helped me just being myself. Sometimes I do my bird, sometimes I don't, sometimes I show my eyes, sometimes I'm tired, it helps me just being myself in front of the people that I trust. And oh no, l'internet du village. You see, when you go deep, oh my God, that was also let's wait for her to call us back. I hope it's not her phone again. As I was telling you guys, until she comes back. I mean, maybe I have to wait for. I mean, you know what I mean. There she is. So as I was saying before, that was a nice pose as well. As I was telling you, there's like this thing where you tend. I mean, it's not that you become superficial, but you scared about your image. You're scared to look tired. You scared to look as if you were not in the best version of yourself, especially if you're tired. Maybe you got some weight. Like through my career, sometimes I gain some weight, sometimes I lose it, and sometimes people in the fans or in the comments, they mean with their thing, because they think that because you're a celebrity, you're not human, and they will say like, oh, you got old, or oh, you got fat, or like stuff like that, and they don't, because you are famous, if it's like if it doesn't touch you that somebody tells you you got fat. Maybe you have personal issue with that. Maybe you have, you see, and I know that this show that I do made me more in tune with myself and more accepting of, even if I'm working always on my health. I'm working on my food. I'm on a diet right now, and actually I lost 3 kilos already since the last time that you saw me, etc. I mean, I'm really eating good, healthy, and I feel it. I could feel it, like the lack of sugar last week, but now I just like, usually like now when I see a cake, candies, I can't not go there. But these, my daughter's like, oh, baby, daddy, you want some Mentos? I'm like, nah, baby, don't worry. I made some banana cake. You want one? No, thank you. You know, daddy is not eating sugar these days. Like, and it's not as hard as I thought it would be to really do it seriously, because sometimes we say we're on diet, but we don't have a professional helping us. This is the first time that I'm following a diet plan by a professional doctor at the hospital that gave me a plan with how many grams I have to eat, etc., etc. So I can see the difference.
And sometimes we need that to make us accountable. We
Yes.
need other person.
Yes, because she said we see each other in 3 months.
To check in with
Exactly.
us.
So this is why I have a question for you that is personal. Since I met you 3 weeks ago,
Yeah, Web Summit.
2 weeks ago,
No, three. No, two or
2
three.
weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago.
So since I met you 2 weeks ago, I of course I noticed that you have stuttering. You stutter sometimes. You and I'm asking myself, because a lot of people that have stuttering, they are scared to put themselves out there and to speak to people, and even worse, to coach people about life, when maybe sometimes the word takes some time to speak. So how did you, first of all, was it something that was worse earlier in your life, and was it something that made you ashamed of yourself, and like and if so, how did you conquer, and how did you make it a strength, and how did you arrive to this point where, yeah, I know it's there, and actually it's part of me, and yeah, it's just me. So how did you go from there with a handicap to here where you are? And I think this is a very important question.
Great question, Kaysha.
Another one.
Great question. It's something that I don't speak much. That's true. It was a time, I think, when I started to work in 2014, 15, after when I was in a consulting company, where I had the need to dive into this. I went to a speech therapist, the best in Portugal, specifically for stutter, the best. It was important, and I also joined it. Networking again. I also joined it. Malcolm. Okay. Some groups in Portugal around stuttering, because I really wanted to connect with other people that stutter, to understand, like to relate, because we can relate with each other. We can actually learn how what techniques people use to reduce, if actually it can be reduced, because stuttering is a condition that is a speech condition. Okay, it's something that is from the brain, the speech part of the brain that has this handicap. And I know what I want to say, but there's something on the channel that just cut. And this is not something related with either anxiety or if people are nervous, because I can stutter the same way if I'm chill or if I'm nervous. That's not something that is related. But yeah, it was in 2015 that I've started to dig into the and before I was stuttering more. Right now, I know techniques, and I know that, for example, if I pitch, if my pitch is slow, I almost know, I almost don't stutter, you know. But my original pitch is really fast, so it's something that I have to train. But
Okay.
for specific events, like for example speeches, I can train this. If you see my last speech, it was in the Tropic Business something summit. During the 7 minutes, I didn't stutter, and my pitch was way lower. So and I could manage it. I've learned this throughout time. I've learned this with my speech therapist back then, and also with stuttering. When we grow up, this cannot be removed, or yes. So the earliest this can be
Diagnosed.
diagnosed. Yes, sorry, I'm just asleep, yeah, like really sleepy. Diagnose, the better. So that's why when parents, if you see your 5 year children starting to have some stuttering, it's not yeah, like 5 years, it's not something, oh yeah, like they are starting to talk. No, straight directly to a doctor, to a speech therapist, because there's something there. With that age, it can be reversed, but as long because I think it's from the age of 8 that our learning process like started to stabilize, and from that time it's way difficult to actually reverse. So before it was way worse, and after in 2015 when I dig into this, and it was because of that, because before I was really shy, but I was shy because I was ashamed of my stuttering. It was because of that. It was not because I was shy that it was because I stuttered that I was shy. And I talked with myself since I was in university that in every kind I need to put me out more. And I think it was because of stuttering that I wanted to challenge myself. So I went to marketing, to an area where we have to expose ourselves, do we have to market either ourselves or businesses, so we have to make a lot of presentations. So actually I think my path, if I look back, was always to challenge my weaknesses, maybe. I'm just thinking right now about that, because I've always liked to do like public speaking. I'm in Toastmaster. For example, I don't know if you know Toastmaster is Toastmaster is like an international group or association where people can go in to train their public speaking techniques, it's a leadership techniques, and like not only with Toastmaster, but although in other venues where I could actually expose myself, and present myself, because I really wanted to challenge, to challenge this part of myself, and actually not being defined as being a person who stutter. I'm way more than that, and now that's why that I don't talk much about this, because it's something that it's there, but I know that maybe it's important to share this story also. Right?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was an important story, because I mean, I've dealt with my son didn't speak until he was 8 years old, and then he had a lot of language problems. So he's been all his life with language therapist, and I always thought that he would never be able to speak like properly, and now that he's about to be 20, now he speaks. Yeah, maybe I stutter sometimes, but he's so far from where he comes from that it's interesting. It's always interesting to know the life story of people and how they challenge themselves. I believe that what I take from your story and from your experiences is that I believe that you challenge yourself more than the world challenges you.
For sure. And you know something, Kaysha?
I can be your coach.
For sure. And let me tell you something that I had to learn, and this is something that I've been learning, because like this is a part of the well-being part.
Yes.
That
Everybody's thanking you for sharing, first of all. It's important.
But that's true. But you know something, I believe that that's the way that we have to grow, Kaysha. However, we have to have a balance, and that balance I've been learning in the recent years, that it's okay to fail first, and it's okay to show your vulnerabilities, and also it's okay to be you, like without not going so hard on everything, but this is something that I think we learn throughout time, and now I believe I'm in the right balance, however, at the same time, I think this strive on getting better, I think this is good, Kaysha, because we are here in this world is actually to be better every day. I have an affirmation that I always want to be better every day, Kaysha. That's my motto, and that is what I believe, that I have to be better every day, of course, respecting my limits and respecting my but I believe in that, and because of that is where I am right now, and I'm feeling way more better and way more me right now, as I am, like comparing what I was before. So I'm doing something right. I think.
Congratulations. Jordy is saying, I see the SWOT in a lot of things she's saying. She's a pro.
Okay, Joelle, thank you very much, and connect me through Instagram. I would be like all of you guys.
Link in the description.
Available. We can connect. We can have a chat. Feel free.
Everybody, link in the description. Listen, that's the beauty of the Club Shada conversations is that every guest, and I mean every guest, is telling me I'm not gonna stay a long time because I have to wake up early tomorrow, or oh I have this or I have that, and
You told me that. Did you remember in our meeting 2 weeks ago? You told me
yeah,
that.
yeah, I
And
told you, and now you
and
see
today I
it.
was telling you, yeah, I was saying, hey, Kaysha, tomorrow I have to wake up early, so let's see. But yeah, but it has been an amazing, like with you, it's like we, I think we have something in common is that we are curious to learn, sharing
Yes,
knowledge, like this motto, sharing knowledge is the same as receive knowledge. We are humble to understand that wherever we are in our life, for us to be better, we have to receive. In order to give, it's like, and I think we have that in common, Kaisha.
it's possible. It's possible. I believe that my favorite word is live and learn. Phrase is live and learn. I I don't believe in living without learning. I believe that even the worst things that happen to me in my professional career or in my personal life were always the lessons. In the end, there was always a lesson to learn about, because a lot of people, when they end a bad relationship, the first thing they said is, oh, how did I get there? Oh my God, I'm so unlucky. And me, I know exactly, like, I go stand or that, cry a bit, da 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 da. But then at a point, I'm able to look in the back and be like, oh, this is how I got here, and this is where I fucked myself. I know how to. So I know how to learn from not only my mistakes, but also everybody else around me, because I know how to get the information in, and it's important. A lot of people have too much ego, that they believe that there's nothing to learn for them because they are the best beat maker, the best this, the best that, the best husband, the best cook, whatever it is. And I learn every day from, as somebody who's called legend in Zouk Kizomba beat making, in all the things I did in my life. I learn from the kids that some kids I start working sometimes. I learn stuff from them just because of the way they will see the world different from me. Sometimes I'm gonna learn some. I even learn from listening to music by anybody. I'm always gonna find something that, oh, I should use that. That's interesting. Oh, they did this way. And that's how in this music, I've always been trying stuff. The first time I went to Cabo Verde, I heard something. I was like, oh, I want to do that. And that's the way I am.
I
A
have
lot
a
of
question
people
for you,
have too
Kaisha.
much ego. See, she doesn't want to go. Go ahead.
It's the last question.
You
It's the
can
last
stay
question.
as long as you want. I'm not sleepy. You the one waking up at 5 a.m. Me?
It's the it's the last
Tomorrow I
question.
wake up when I wake up.
Yeah, I see. Ego. You talked about ego.
Yes.
I believe every step, every progress in our being better every day, especially with success and with people praising you. Oh my God, you are doing great. I believe ego is. Do we have to be closely? Do we have to have consciousness every day that the ego can always go up every day? And I want to ask with you, because yes, you are this music symbol, sex symbol for a lot of women, and so and you, yes, so you are Kaysha. How do you work with your ego every day, and how do you balance it, for not like for not to be over your of what it should be, because like a certain amount of ego, it's fine, right? Because do we have to, it's like it's equal to self-confidence. But when this ego overs that, how do you first track that, and second, how do you lower to the right levels?
I I believe I was raised by a woman that taught me very early how to respect people. And my father, even as a head of state at a point, a person that was the richest, coming from his family of and his village, becoming somebody that was the richest of his family. My parents always taught me that everybody that worked for us in the house in Congo, back in Africa, I would never be able to speak with disrespect to anybody that was older than me. And this from when I was a kid. I was raised this way. People that have nothing compared to us were people that could beat me up if I spoke bad or did something bad. If my parents caught me talking bad to somebody, or any of my brothers and sisters talking bad to somebody who was working at the garden in the house, etc., they would always look at me like, what you doing? And so very early, like as long as I can remember, when I go to places where people speak bad to other people, especially to people who are older than them, I just feel like, what's wrong with these people? Like when I arrived in France and I went from the African principles to, I remember being in the school for very rich white kids, where I was the only black guy. And I was 16, and everybody was on a not such a great level. So I was really the top in terms of grades and everything in that school. And everybody there were sons of ex-royalty family from France, big families. And it was like one of those small private school for very, very rich kids. And the way they were talking to their moms, like, listen, just something as, oh, what the fuck you talking about, mom? What? I would be like, just listening to them talk, I would hear like, like, I was like, wait, nobody's beating them up? And listen, society became worse because they're putting laws all the time to prevent. It's in me to be to remember that, listen, no matter what I do and no matter how high I go in the money I make or the success I get, that the people who are older than me, I have to respect them. And the women that I meet, I have to respect them and protect them. That's how I was raised from the get-go. So I don't even know how to do it differently. So I believe that my ego for a lot of these things doesn't even need to go high. Then a second thing was that when I arrived in France and I started rapping, when people realized that my parents were rich, they started telling me that I could not rap because what, you live where? No, you're not like us. And I remember one of my ex-girlfriends from very early, she was a singer. She was one of the only singers that I dated. She used to come, we used to see each other all the time at her job. And one day for the first time, she came to my house. And so I remember that house had huge doors and it was a 400 meters square. It was a huge apartment that my parents bought in the 80s. And just the hallway is the size of my apartment here, just the hallway. And when she came in my house for the first time, so she comes, she's there, she enters, she doesn't say nothing, and we have to walk to arrive to my bedroom and sit there and talk. And she was not saying nothing. And then one day I asked her, hey, what's wrong? And she was like, I feel betrayed. And I was like, what did I do to you? Like, did I say something? And she was like, no, I thought you were like us. So instead of feeling superior to people, I actually felt inferior and ashamed of being rich when I wanted to be an artist where everybody was poor in the art world, or people were telling, nah, you have to be poor to be an artist. And me, I was like, no, you have to have inspiration to be an artist. You just have to be passionate for this. But everybody was telling me, nah, like you could do something else. We are doing this because we are trying to save ourselves. And me, I was like, yeah, you don't even know if I want to save myself. But because at that time, everybody thought that, yeah, if you have money, you're happy. So instead of being feeling superior to others because I was born rich and I never missed nothing, I felt ashamed for a long time of who my parents were, until as I started growing up, I started being proud of them for being one generation ahead of the people around me. And I started also being proud of myself because instead of following what my parents wanted me to do, I decided to go back from zero, sleeping in the small hotel rooms on the floor, etc., be a dancer for somebody, just make my own name instead of being the son of my parents. So all this gave me a humility that is different from the people who come from, I never had a girl, so now I can have 10 girls, so I want all the 10 girls. I never had in my life problems with girls since I was a kid. People would come to my mom and say, listen, this kid, like, I'm talking about when I was like 7, 8 years old. People would come from school to my mom and be like, listen, all this the girls are always around this kid. He's magnetic. And I remember those people saying this, and I was like, what are they talking about? And it's true. And all the guys were hating me from a kid, just because all the girls were always around me. And if you would even try to say something about me, the girls would be hating you. Back when I was like the only black kid in the school of all these white rich people. And so as I grew up, when I arrived to the point where I I made it by myself. I remember an uncle, friend of my mom, very rich guy from Senegal, telling my mom, hey, I'm meeting Michael Jackson tomorrow. Hey kid, you wanna come? I can bring some, you can come with me because business, whatever. If you want, you can come. And I remember replying to him, no, I'm meeting myself. Because I was so obsessed with doing it by myself and not proving all these people right that you're gonna be successful just because you are a rich kid. And I told them, no, I'll meet him by myself one day. And they start laughing. They were laughing like, look at this guy. Like, who do you think you are? Yeah, in 2001, I met him myself. Shake his hand, ask him, how are you? And he was like, oh, thanks for asking. Nobody asked me that. See? And I met him 2 times in my life. So when I got in my 30s, I guess, I started actually telling myself, I'm actually proud of myself. I'm actually proud of everything I achieved, because a lot of people, they have to beat the odds of being born poor, being born in the ghetto and leaving the ghetto. Me, I had to beat the odds of being born in a family where you cannot be a singer. We didn't work that hard for you to end up being a singer. Why you want to do a job of poor people? We came from poverty. Not my mom. My mom was always the prize. My mom was those beautiful daughter of a rich guy. My dad came from being poor to being rich. So for him, it was like, you're not gonna be a singer. Nah. I know singers. I sponsor them. I didn't work that hard for my son to be a singer. I want you to be a lawyer, to be a XYZ. And then it was one Secretary of State that, may she rest in peace, that actually told my dad, let him try. Let him try, because he's good at school. He's been good at school forever. He's an intelligent kid. At 17, he finished school already. He was learning economics. He was good there. He has all the diplomas. Even if music doesn't work, we can find him a job in diplomacy, this, that. Like, he's good. He doesn't know, but he's good. Like, listen, you got buildings, you got this, you got shop. You can put him anywhere. He's okay, right? But let him try, at least. And you know what? 10 years after that, my father met every president in Africa, in Europe, in Japan, everywhere. And you know what? Every time he would go somewhere, he would bring... oops, I don't know where it is. He would bring one of my albums to presidents and say, hey, this is my son. He's a singer. And he would send me a photo with every president in the world with my album. And that's when, and my mom told it. My mom told me, your dad went from being, listen, do you know the book called Who's Who?
No.
It's a book of the most important people in the world.
Okay.
That is, every year they do a print of, it's a red book, with a big book with all around the world who are the people, right? And in this book, my dad is there. So he's not nobody. He made 3 popes. He made the popes. He made all the presidents of France, the US, from Nixon to Obama, Bush, etc. Of all these countries, Mandela, Amin Dada, Listen, name them. Fidel Castro, all these people, met them. And one day my dad said, I went from being Mokolo Wampombo, like the famous diplomat, and I'm the son of Kaysha. And I'm proud of being the son of Kaysha. And that to me was when my mission was complete. So everything else is bonus to me. The money, the women, the fame, I don't care. I performed in front of, the maximum was a stadium with, no, it was a big desert with 200,000 people, all singing my song, Something Going On, One Love, Question My Heart, etc. Have you seen 200,000 people singing your song?
Wow.
Normally, your head can explode. But personally, I won when I sang in front of my two parents in a club, and the friend was there. It was my friend's father. It was the owner of the club, and I didn't know, but he invited my parents. That's the day. That's the day where I was the most scared of performing, and that when I saw my parents applauding and everybody say, "Oh, Kaysha's parents are here." That's the day, the only day, of not an only day, but one of the only days where I cried of happiness after performing. Everything else, you think I care? I don't care. All these things of the fame, no, I just want to make music now. So, listen, people can call me a legend. People can say, listen, I know what I did. I know that I changed the face of Zouk, the face of Kizomba, the Coupé Décalé. I know that the music of today is inspired by my music, because a lot of those Nigerian singers, when they talk to me on DM, they tell me, hey, I used to listen to you when I was a kid. You changed my life. You inspired me. Oh, I used to see you on MTV, etc. But yeah, all this is not that important to me. What was important to me was my mom and my dad being proud of me. Everything else, if I cared so much, I would be like all these singers trying to perform. Like when there's a festival, no, I will not sing after Nelson Freitas. No, not me. I'm sing before. Or no, me, I want to sing the last because I'm the most famous. Bro, you want me to sing somewhere? I can sing I can sing first. I can be the first to sing while the public is fresh. I don't want to sing at 1 a.m. where everybody's tired. I don't care, because I don't really have ego. You know, the only time when my ego comes out when people piss me off. Sometimes, but they really need to piss me, and it's hard to piss me off. Only when people they reach a certain level of my passions, which is hard to do. That's when I'm gonna be like, do all these people know who I am? Do all these people know that I'm not even the same blood as you guys? So sometime it might come out, but most of the time, I don't have ego.
Yeah, I believe ego is important to defend our interests, our goals,
our integrity.
Exactly, ourselves. But one thing that I want to stress is family and foundations. I think that is extremely important because it builds our values, right? Our family is actually our first networking group, and actually I think is the most important, because are the ones that gives us the values and beliefs that we are going to carry. However, we have to question, because we are not our family, right? We are other people, so we have to question if either some of those values and beliefs are actually it makes sense for our mission and our purpose and our being here in this earth. But yeah, I want to stress that most of our decisions that we make through our lives came from our values, that came from our family, and sometimes we don't have this consciousness about this, but this is important
It's true.
as well, and can give us a good sense of how to use our ego or not, I think.
Yeah, I really believe that the most people that I met that have distorted egos and that are just not ready for fame, for money, for anything, just a nice girl, and they will have a nice girl, but they will fuck it up. Usually, they don't have a family base. Most of the people that I know that are good people, they have it's not a rule, but those that I know that usually are good people, they've seen their parents being together their whole life, like me. They
Yeah,
they
and
they have like
sometimes
this base that they can
it's not
stand
like a
on.
traditional family. Okay, we are saying like a group. Uh, like personally, I'm not saying that it must be like a mother and
Yeah,
father.
yeah, yeah. But they, even for example, my son separated from his mom when he was 2.
Okay.
But my son have never seen his mom and I argue. Actually, we were last 2 months ago. 2 months ago, we were in Belgium, all three of us, having a drink together in a nice coffee, and we took a photo, we put on Instagram. And when she's here, we go with my wife, and everybody has one big family because
But that's the
we
thing that I want to say, because actually, okay, I have both of my parents together. I was raised in a mom and dad. I am the only son. I am their only son. They had
a
me.
daughter, unless you have something to tell us. You a
No,
daughter or you a son? No, I mean, listen, it's okay. It's okay. We are LGBT friendly here.
Maybe Kaysha, there's something here.
Listen, if you have a big D, it's okay. I'll be your friend anyway.
Maybe.
Just let me know first. Hey.
But yeah, like my parents, they had me really late. My mom was 39, and my father, he was 42. So yeah, like I was the wanted,
The
so
golden child.
yeah. So actually, I got pretty. Now I understand much of my journey. It actually it came from my education, you know. But I think we only have this consciousness when we stop to think about ourselves, you know, self development, and think about, okay, who am I? What is my mission? What is my purpose? What are the values that I carry? My decisions. Only when we stop and think about this, that we start to understand where we come from, right? And that's why the importance of understanding who we are, not not going to a place where we are starting to have panic attacks. Don't do that. If you feel you are not okay, stop. Do
Go back.
like make 2 or 3 step backs. Start to understand who really who are you, what are your mission. Understand, like, the well-being part is important to grounded yourself as well, and always strive to be better, because I really believe and that strive to be better, to share knowledge there, right? Because be better is be better for your community, and be better for your community is actually sharing knowledge with
I
each other.
believe that a lot of people who who are too absorbed by success and fame and everything else, they tend to miss that part. They're too busy trying to be number one, so they never take the time to ask themselves, why am I doing this?
The
Like
why.
me, I know why I'm doing this. I want my parents to be proud. That's it. Everybody else, I don't care. In reality, yes, thank you. You love my song. I appreciate, but I don't care the way I care about my two parents being proud of me. Everything else I appreciate fully in my heart, but it's not the same thing. When I do a song, you don't like my song, I don't care. Because I do music to express myself. Success is not something I was actually really, yeah, I understand the business of it. I understand how to make money with it. But as long as I can say, if I have a deception, I can write a song called Deception. And what I'm going to explain these feelings that I have and put them out. That's why I do music, as a way of self-expression, just the way you do spoken word. So some people, sadly, they think the goal is to be famous, to be number one, to have the girls, to have so that people look at you. The problem is, if you go that route, when you start getting old, when you start having some belly just because you get old, when you start taking some weight, when you start having some gray hair, when you start everything, you will have a harder time accepting yourself, because you went for this for the wrong reasons, and those reasons, they end because soon as all these girls, they have kids, those kids become their number one priority. It's not not you anymore.
That's true.
And a lot of artists, they don't realize that. So they don't think about the business, they don't think about the legacy, they don't think about, okay, how do I work so that tomorrow when there's no more shows, I'm okay. Because they busy asking themselves,
right?
yeah, they busy asking themselves, how can I be better than this guy? How can I I want to be paid more than this guy? Listen, sometimes people used to come to me, hey, you do your shows for this amount. You know that this person does sell his show for this amount? And I was like, cool for him.
I think
I'm not gonna get in any percentage of that money, so why would I care how much they take? But a lot of people, they're in this earth to stop your blessings. A lot of people, that's all they do, because they're not happy with their choices and their lives. They're happy trying to make you believe that whatever is good in your life is not that good, or you think you're good, but yeah, you think I heard everything. You think you are from the West Indies, or you think you are from Abidjan, or you think you are from Cabo Verde, or you think you are Angolan, you think you this, you think you that. And me, I was like, no, I'm a musician.
yeah.
And listen, I fucked girls from all these countries, so yeah, I have a little bit of DNA. Fuck you, But I never had a problem with this. But sometimes people, because they are limited, they will come to you trying to limit your shine. And if you don't have enough confidence in yourself and in what you are doing, these things will get in your heart and they will prevent you from moving up.
But I think not only what you are doing right now,
She
but
had to wake up at 5 a.m. Oh,
It's just
tomorrow. I want to receive the WhatsApp when you wake up.
I I have to say this. It's not only
Go ahead. This is your show. This is your platform. Go ahead, do your thing.
it's not only when you are doing something right now, you have to think in 5, 10, 20 years. Because like when you understand the why, it's easier to put yourself in 5, 10, 20 years. For example, I know that right now I'm doing coaching. I'm doing this coaching program, right? So I'm receiving money actively, but the goal is to a long time starting to understand how I can actually make people happy in their professional lives more efficiently, for them and for me as well. How? Starting to getting money passively, right? I know, and for that, Kaysha, I like yesterday on the airplane, I was reading this book, How to Build Effective Products, from Melissa Perry. I truly recommend. And I was reading about Netflix. Do you know that in 2005, the auge of MTV, torrent, right, and DVD, this guy was having this vision. Okay, we right now at Netflix, we are selling DVDs, but our vision, our mission is to make entertainment accessible and easy for users. This guy started to invest 1 or 2% of their early yearly revenues in developing the software in 2005. Kaysha,
I know. I was there. And
yeah, we talked about
I was.
that, but that's the thing,
And
Kaysha.
the worst part
We
is
have to
everybody
think-
was angry. Everybody was so angry when they decided to leave the DVD business and only do streaming. Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm done with Netflix." Da 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 da. And then House of Cards, and then, and me at that time I was like, okay, that's how you do it. That's how you
We
do
have
it. You
to
don't.
think-
You
Yeah.
plan early. You
Yeah.
don't. You build your. When you are building the first floor, you are actually building the 10th floor.
And like that's the thing, like just to finish, that's why that we have to think in 10,
This is the
15,
seventh time she says that.
20 years ahead, because I know that I'm doing right now coaching program, but it's not this. It has to be something bigger, a software.
You know what it is?
It has to be. I know it will be something self-service, a software, something. We have to make people happy in their professional world, and I know that we can all track. We each of us can track our happiness through a software, and we will. I think the learning system will be self. So we have to build something where we can be self-sufficient learning. Of course that we might have some check-ins, but in terms of learning on how to be happy specifically, we have to have like some trackers, like trackers and software. It's something related with software. I know that software, like a self-service.
It's a great way to use everything you've learned, because you come from tech and from marketing and from coaching. So at a point you will find the synergy between everything. Back when I was 15, I did not know exactly how I would arrive where I am today, but I knew I didn't have an exact picture, because it gets clearer as you go.
Okay.
But I knew more or less, I'm gonna be that guy. Like, I'm gonna be, I will have done all the shows I wanted. I will be thinking of the next things I want to do, and always up.
Yeah.
But it's a way to be, it's a mentality, and this is something that I'm sure this is what you're gonna teach to your students in your class, how to have this mentality of how to use everything that's in your disposal to build something for the future, and not just for your right now.
And make all this learning a software, and
Of course,
and
available all the time.
available all the time, and you as a human being be a self-learner. I love professors, but I do believe that like in 20 years we won't have it. We won't have it, because we all are self-learners, Kaysha, and you are a self-learner.
Oh, yes, I am. My daughter. My daughter.
So like, it's a matter of building the right products, the right software.
When my daughter was, I don't know, 1 year old, I bought her an iPad. And my sister was like, "What? No TV, no YouTube, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, listen, in the future, they will all be tech savvy. We didn't grow up with cell phones. Personally, I didn't grow up with cell phones. I started using cell phone when I was, 20 something. But our children are born with the internet. They all watch YouTube from being babies. They all know how to swipe and all that stuff before they know how to talk. So I gave my daughter an iPad, and I installed YouTube Kids. I monitor, of course, everything she looks at, etc., to make sure she's protected, etc. But one day, so she watched a lot of videos in Portuguese, mostly in English, some in Russian. I don't know how. Maybe because her grandmother speaks Russian to her, but okay. One day my best friend comes from New York. She comes to visit us. She comes to the house and she says, "Oh my God, you're so cute," to my daughter. And my daughter replies, "Oh, thank you so much. This is my iPad." And she was speaking English, and I was like, "What? Where? How?" But she's 5, and I was like, they didn't even learn to speak Portuguese yet. And what happened? But then I remember I was speaking English before the lessons. I was speaking English just from watching videos and stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, you my daughter." Yeah.
That's powerful, Kaysha.
That is. So so now I'm starting to give her apps where she can learn the words Portuguese. I know Portuguese she's gonna learn at school, but I'm starting to teach her English, and sometimes I speak to her in English just for her to be comfortable in both of them, because I want her to arrive in the future with all the tools.
And important, like giving the tools, sorry Kaysha, but also giving the mindset to be curious, to be curious, to learn. I think that is important, and we can build something like that, Kaysha. We have to, like we can build something.
Well, she's talking as if I'm not busy. No, was like, what's wrong with this woman?
I'm joining a team. I'm joining a team. So.
Well,
I
in the
need a
chat,
team. I need a team.
if you're looking for a team, guys.
I need tech and non-tech. So I need the visionaries and I need also technical people. So
I know that Jancy is the master of electronic. He can. Sometimes he send me pictures. He's building
let's go to the
microchips.
world. Let's go, Johnsy.
He builds microchips and mining rigs to mine cryptocurrencies. I'm like, yo, all right.
So,
Look at this guy. Look at this hacker here. So yeah.
yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, let's go. Let's
Everybody, you can contact her on her Instagram. The link is in the description below.
go. Follow.
Go follow. And Black Free Thinker is saying, part sales, part brainstorming. Perfect. Indeed. This is Club Shada. Those are the conversations. Listen, I hope it was a pleasure to have you. It was really my pleasure having you and building with you live with people and
Likewise.
sharing teaching, sharing knowledge, and at the same time sharing ourselves and having deep conversations. And this is not the last conversations we had. This place is your place. Whenever you have something to say, you want to talk about something, you know that this is a safe space, and everybody here is people we love to learn. We love to go from deep conversation to stupid ones. But if ever whenever you need to talk about something,
The porn star.
yeah, she's serious. She's serious. She's serious about her business. I mean, listen, I give her some great.
DM me.
I will. Yeah. Yes. Send her your photos to like. Listen. Like I told her, one day I will go to her house with my camera and I will shoot her the photos she needs. Professionally, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm a professional. But yeah, listen, it's been a pleasure to have you. I know that tomorrow you have to wake up in 2 hours, actually. Yeah, 2 hours for you.
Yeah, 2 hours here. Yeah,
It's-
2 hours.
yeah. It is almost 4 a.m. here. It's probably 2:45 for you. So
That's true.
yeah, listen. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. Put me some rainbows and some unicorns in the chat to send Anabela. And don't forget that all the links for her free Instagrams are in the description of this live stream, so you can just go and follow her two academy, AM Academy and AM Academy for artists. I'm gonna leave you the last word.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kaysha, for this time. It was supposed to be, like 5 a.m. It was supposed to be 1 hour, right? 1 hour and something. But yeah, our conversations, So the other meeting was supposed to be also half an hour, 1 hour, but then it went to the whole afternoon.
It was night when we finished.
Yeah, but that's true. So it was a pleasure, an honor to be here with you guys, with all of you here. And let's continue to brainstorm, because together we can build something bigger together, okay? And sharing knowledge with each other. I really believe in that. So let's go be better every day and help each other as well. Let's be compassionate and empathic as well. So big love for everyone.
Beautiful. So let me read the messages from everybody. Rambos from Emery. Great show. Thank you for passing by. We had 200 people tonight. Thank you to everybody who was in the chat. Thank you to everybody who was just watching like spies and not saying nothing in the chat. We love you too. Have a great week, everyone. Jancy. Blessing to Anabela.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elise, everybody. And we're gonna leave you with a song from my brand new release. Actually, next week we're gonna do the listening party, but I'm gonna leave you with this track called "Runaway" with Josie Santos, and I'm gonna make you listen to the remix by Lil Maro called "Runaway," Lil Maro remix. And on this one, I will be signing off. Club Shada, it was a pleasure. Anabela, always a pleasure. Welcome back to Cabo Verde. Enjoy.
Thank you.
And in 2 hours, send me a message when you wake up.
I'm going to send you a message.
Yeah,
You will
send me a
see.
message. I'll be
You will
sleeping.
see. And I'm going to run. I'm going to 5 a.m. to run.
All right. Good luck. Kisses.
I will text you. And
All
you can
right.
share with the guys.
I will. Ciao.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
See you soon. Ciao, Shada Gang.
Why do I feel this way? When he sings, he makes my body vibrate. He has this magical touch that goes straight into your heart. Jah, won't you help me before I make this big mistake?